In 1999, Ask Jeeves was worth over $2 billion. They had tens of millions of users searching their site every single month. They were the third most visited destination on the entire internet, ahead of sites you probably still use today. Wall Street loved them, magazines put them on covers, and in just 3 years, they lost it all. Here's how. The story of Ask Jeeves isn't just a .com cautionary tale. It's not a company that got unlucky or ran out of money or hired the wrong CEO. The story of Ask Jeeves is a warning about what happens when a company confuses its brand for its product and mistakes being well-liked for being irreplaceable. Because the mistake they made, companies are still making it today. You can see it in how certain social platforms are holding on for dear life. You can see it in how streaming services are pricing themselves out of loyalty. The pattern is everywhere, once you know what to look for. So let's go back to 1996, back when the internet was young, messy, and desperately needed someone to make it feel human. Ask Jeeves was founded in 1996 by Garrett Gruner and David Worthen in Berkeley, California, and the idea was genuinely brilliant for its time. You see, in 1996, searching the internet was miserable. You typed a keyword, you got back a wall of blue links that made no sense. It was like walking into the world's largest library and having the librarian hand you a pile of index cards, sorted by the alphabet, and wishing you good luck. Gruner and Worthen had a different vision. What if you could just ask a question in plain English, like you were talking to a person? They named their engine after Jeeves, the famously unflappable, hyper-competent butler from P.G. Wodehouse's novels. The message was clear. This isn't a search engine, this is your personal internet butler. He knows everything, he's always calm. He'll find it for you. And it worked. By 1999, Ask Jeeves was going public, raising nearly $42 million in their IPO. By 2000, at the absolute peak of .com mania, the company was valued over $2.5 billion. They were fielding millions of questions a day. They had partnerships with major media companies. They were the friendly face of the internet at a time that the internet still felt scary and foreign to most people. Think of them as the Snapchat of their era. Not the biggest, but the most beloved. The one your mom actually understood how to use. The one that got featured on daytime television. Everyone thought they were untouchable, but they had one fatal blind spot. Here's where everything went wrong. Ask Jeeves decided that their competitive advantage was the experience, the brand, the butler, the feeling of asking a question and getting a curated editorial answer. So they invested in human editors, real people whose job it was to anticipate the most common questions and pre-write the perfect answers. It felt premium, it felt trustworthy, it felt smart. And at the time, it was genuinely smart. Natural language processing was primitive. Letting humans curate quality answers was a completely reasonable solution to a real problem. You can't blame them for it. But here's what they didn't see coming. In 1998, just 2 years after Ask Jeeves launched, 2 Stanford PhD students named Larry Page and Sergey Brin published a paper. The paper described a new way to rank web pages, not by keywords, but by how many other pages linked to them. They called it PageRank. You might have heard of what they built next. While Ask Jeeves was hiring editors and refining their butler persona, Google was quietly building something that didn't need editors at all. Something that got smarter the more the web grew. Something that scaled infinitely. The more content existed on the internet, the better Google got, automatically. Ask Jeeves's model, by contrast, got more expensive the more the internet grew. Every new topic, every new trend, every new question someone might ask, that was another salary, another editorial decision, another human bottleneck. Looking back, this is so obvious, but at the time, Ask Jeeves looked like the responsible adult in the room. Google was just two guys in a garage with a weird name nobody could spell. By 2001, the dot-com bubble had burst, and Ask Jeeves felt it hard. Their stock, which had peaked somewhere around $190 per share, cratered below $1. Billions in paper value gone. They had to lay off staff. The editorial model that made them special was now a weight around their neck. Expensive, slow, and increasingly unable to keep up with how fast the web was growing. They tried to pivot. They licensed results from other search engines, ironically including Google for a period. Think about that. They were literally paying their competitor to power their own product. The butler was outsourcing his research. In 2004, they acquired a company called Takaru and tried to rebuild their technology from scratch. In 2005, the media conglomerate IAC, run by Barry Diller, acquired Ask Jeeves about $1.85 billion, less than their peak value. And the Mew owners, trying to salvage what was left, made the final call in 2006. Retire the butler, rename the company Ask.com, and move on. Jeeves was quietly laid off. No fanfare, no send-off, just gone. The character who had made millions of people feel like the internet was their friend, deleted from his own homepage. By the end of the 2000s, Ask.com's market share had fallen somewhere between 1 and 3%. Google had over 60. It was over. Here's the real lesson. And it's not don't compete with Google. That's too easy. The lesson is this. Ask Jeeves confused being loved with being necessary. They had a beautiful brand. They had genuine user affection. People trusted Jeeves in a way they didn't trust cold, clinical search results pages. But love without utility is just nostalgia waiting to happen. Google wasn't more lovable. Google was more useful. And when those two things competed directly, useful won. Every time, without exception. The second lesson is about scale. Ask Jeeves built a model that required human intervention to improve. Google built a model that improved by existing. When you're choosing between two approaches, one that scales with people and one that scales with data, the data wins, in the long run, every time. Now, look around you. Which companies today are building their moat around brand and experience rather than underlying utility? Which platforms are so focused on how they look that they're missing how they work? I'll let you fill in those blanks yourself, but I suspect you already have a few names in mind. Ask Jeeves didn't die because Google was ruthless. They died because Google was right. And being right, at scale, on the internet, is the only thing that actually matters. Next episode, we're looking at another giant you definitely remember. A company so synonymous with the internet that their name became a verb. Then one board meeting changed everything. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And if Ask Jeeves gave you any nostalgia, drop a comment. I want to know what question you'd ask Jeeves if he were still around. I'll see you in the next one.